So Chris Brown is suing Warner Brothers Discovery for $500 million. You know what I mean? That's a lot of money. So you know what? Let's get right into it. Come here. This is what happened. So last year in 2024, Warner Brothers Discovery came out with a documentary. For those that don't know who Warner Brothers Discovery is, it's like a AT&T spinoff Warner's Media thing, and they merged with Discovery Inc. That happened in like 2022 or something like that. But they did a documentary in 2024 on Chris Brown, and it's called Chris Brown, A History of Violence. That title in itself is very diabolical, might I add. But let's continue. I digress. So Tuesday in Los Angeles Supreme Court, Chris Brown went down there and sued them for $500 million, right? Them and another entertainment production company, right? So Chris Brown is like, nah, y'all published some type of documentary that you knew was false and had a whole bunch of misinformation in it, right? That's basically what Chris Brown is saying. Warner Brothers like, nah, we filmed something that we felt like was a good film, and we produced it and we put it out because based upon evidence. But then Chris Brown, he come back and he like, well, I never got proven guilty or found guilty in no sexually related crime. But throughout the whole documentary, y'all stating that I was a apist and all of that and sexual abuser, even though I've never been convicted of any of these things, right? The documentary included an allegation put forth by a Jane Doe, somebody that nobody knows, right? It alleged that Chris Brown dragged her and assaulted her at a party, and ironically, it was at a Diddy party in 2020. You know what I mean? So Chris Brown, like, none of those allegations came to be true. That's all false, but yet y'all still put out all these documentations on me stating that I've really done all these things, even though I was found innocent in all these cases, right? So Chris Brown, he go back and he do research on this Jane Doe. He found out that the Jane Doe that's accusing him of all these accusations, she got a restraining order on her put in motion by her ex-boyfriend, claiming that she assaulted him and all types of allegations like that. So Chris Brown basically fires back with his own research that he didn't discover on this female. That's a Jane Doe that nobody really knows. You get me? And we all remember in 2009 when he got into it with Rihanna. And a lot of people are holding that against him in every allegation moving forward, right? And I think like last year, he got accused of assaulting somebody backstage of a security guard or something like that. But he's saying none of these things really took place, and y'all can't find me guilty of none of these things. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Having a documentary out of somebody that's alive that says Chris Brown, A History of Violence. See, most of the time, people come out with documentaries on people that is deceased, people that's dead. But this case is kind of different because he's still living, and you accused him of all these things. Now, I'm going to say this. I think Drake really put some stuff in motion. I think a lot of artists is going to start to come out suing people for defamation. A lot of them, right? And some of it will be rightfully so. Now, I don't think the Drake defamation lawsuit is kind of right, but that's neither here nor there, right? Chris Brown has a point. You put this out last year and really defamed his character. This comes right before he went and sold out 900,000 people. What was that, overseas in Africa or something like that? I don't know where it was. But he had a show where 900,000 people showed up. You know what I'm saying? So he can't really afford to have these allegations against his name, especially at a time like this. But I do think that more lawsuits will come to fruition from artists suing major companies. Because Drake kind of put something in motion. Now artists may not be scared to sue their record label, may not be scared to sue these big time production companies. Defamation is kind of crazy. Now, in Chris Brown's case, I do think he really has a legitimate case because he was not found guilty in none of these assault cases, right? In none of the cases, not assault cases, in none of the sexual abusive assault cases. He didn't get found guilty in none of those. So he kind of has a case there. Now, I don't know how Warner Brothers is going to respond to this. I don't even know if they will respond to this. But I do think that they do owe him some type of money, apology, or something. Because defaming somebody like that and having a whole title that says Chris Brown, History of Violence, while he's on tour trying to sell out shows and all of that, and coming out with that in the middle of him trying to do shows and tours, that's kind of crazy. That really can mess up somebody's money, mess up somebody's tour dates, mess up somebody's fans. Now, despite all of this criticism, Chris Brown fans are still crazy, right? They still bonkers. He's still got a ton of fans out there, and he's still making a ton of money. But I do think they do owe him some type of apology or money. I don't know if it's $500 million, but Warner Brothers probably got $500 million. But $500 million is a lot of money. That is a lot of money. Now, if he gonna win, I don't know, but I will keep you up to date to see what's going on in this case. Shout out to everybody in the building. My name October. We out.